So if you're one of those people that realize that fitness is not just about how strong or flexible you are, then listen to this. All human movements can be boiled down to 5 layers of motion: lying, sitting, standing, inverting, and jumping. Think about any human movement and it necessarily will fall into one of those categories. Then it means that freedom of motion is transitioning between those layers of motion effortlessly and effectively. Transitioning between those 5 fundamental layers of motion is giving the body all the stimulus it needs. It gives the strength, the mobility, the flexibility, the coordination that the body needs in order to get healthy and functional. So, for example, just by transitioning from lying to standing, you are stimulating your body on so many levels. You are improving your flexibility, mobility, strength, coordination, and so much more. The problem is that the modern lifestyle is preventing us from moving through all those layers. Think about it. Most people are spending most of their day in only 2 postures, sitting and standing, causing our movement to be limited, and as a result we lose mobility, which causes pain and injuries. And not only that, but the practices that we have available, they are also not involving all the layers of motion. This is all stems from the goal of the practice. So, for example, if your goal is to beat the opponent, it's not always aligned with the benefit of our body. And this is how so many highly important movements for our body, for our health, are getting neglected in so many practices because they are not serving the goal of the practice of beating the opponent, of building muscles, of getting flexible, and so on. As a result of avoiding those movements, it reflects on our bodies as injuries. I looked around and I couldn't find a practice that puts my health and functionality on the highest priority. This is how the movement manual was born. From my selfish interest to create a practice that puts my freedom of motion on the highest priority. I decoded movement to its simplest components so anybody, regardless of their starting point, can master their craft and regain the freedom of motion. So the practice is based on the child's movement development, which means that the movement starts from the floor and develop all the way up to sitting, to standing, to then inverting and jumping. This transition, this development of movement is actually allowing you a safe environment to internalize the fundamental movement and build on a solid foundation. Let all those other people that are full of themselves to try to run before they know how to walk. So if you're one of those people that realize that fitness is not just about how strong or flexible you are, it's about how free you are in the physical body you live in. Join the program and start your journey to regain the freedom of motion your body deserves. And I'll see you on the other side with everything you need to know on how to master your craft.